What's approaching the supreme moment, reality striking closer than it seems, don't it? Go ahead.
What's good? With the World Tournament currently going on in Global, I figured the time would be good to kind of show off this unit. This is, of course, the Cell Perfect Form unit that you do get as a reward for the placement within the World Tournament. As you saw, I did have additional attack at level 12 and criticals at level 14 for more of a balanced approach. He's actually a very good support type unit for the extreme types, and let's just go ahead and run through the stats a little bit. This guy does have the leader skill, tech type +2 key, HP attack and defense 50%. Not really relevant there, but super attack will greatly raise attack for one turn and causes supreme damage to enemy. The passive skill is where it's at. Extreme type allies get +2 key attack and defense increase of 30%, and then the super type enemies defense drops by 50%. So you'll see the Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohan come in for probably the next World Tournament in Global. Pretty much the exact opposite of this unit, but again, the passive is pretty good. Boost up, the extreme types, key and attack and defense, and also reduces super type enemies defense by 50%. So it's actually a very good passive, and he can be versatile enough to be ran on a variety of teams. Link skills include +2 key for Gentleman, Messenger from the Future's attack increase of 500, Big Bad Bosses attack and defense increase of 25% when HP is 80% or below. Kamehameha's 2500 increased attack when SA is launched, Nightmare 10% increased attack, and Ultimate Lifeform is +2 key. Now you will run into key issues similar to any of the Cell units really, but I think as long as you bring in certain units that have, some of the link skills shared, I think you'll be okay with that. But just keep in mind, key could certainly be an issue. You'll probably have some issues running him, linking him up with the units like Kid Buu and whatnot. Doesn't really share any link skills with that, but he's okay for the most part. Categories, he does fall into the Androids category, Enhanced Transformation and Time Travelers. For this video, you'll see him on the Enhanced Transformation team. Maxed out, HP is 10,876, attack is 11,447, and defense is 7,532. 12 Ki Multiplier is 140%. And by the way, you can farm his SA with the Cell Perfect Form unit from the Super Strike event, or actually not the Super Strike event, but also the Dokkan event itself. On stage 1, you can actually get the drop card for the Cell unit. So once you Dokkan Awaken him into the Perfect Form Cell, you can actually get this guy's SA farmable. So if you do have this unit from placing out in the World Tournament, definitely farm the SA that way. You'll save a lot of Elder Kais by doing, going with that approach. So back to this unit, I do have this guy at 79%, just the top left and bottom right path unlocked. At that point, you're pretty much getting most of the potential level skills, so it's not really that big of a deal. 79% and 100% really isn't that much of a difference. So, he's still versatile enough and strong enough to be able to use on a variety of teams. I like using this unit, particularly on either the Enhanced Transformation or the Extreme type team. So, outside of that, you can still use them on the Androids or Time Travelers. Within the Androids team, you could probably link them up with a lot of the other Cell units, and they tend to share a lot more link skills like the Gentleman and Ultimate Lifeform. Those are going to add key to the units from the links, so that may help out in terms of getting the super attack off. But this unit really is meant for supporting type role. Again, he has +2 key and attack and defense increase of 30% for extreme types, and super type enemies get a defense drop of 50%. So really, it's not that important to get him to super attack, and you can certainly use him as a floater if you do run him on a team. I kind of just put him in the first, second slot just because I really wanted to highlight this unit for the most part. So I've got other units linked up like the Intelligence Perfect Cell that got a pretty amazing Extreme Z Awakening recently on JP. I'm sure Global will get that at some point. The Angel Perfect Cell is a decent enough unit. It does have the the nuking passive where the attack and defense will increase based on the amount of key collected, but other units like the Transforming Super Buu, Kid Buu's obviously on this category as well. Not quite to the extent of Kid Buu's level in terms of a supporting function. Kid Buu has that crazy 50% increase to attack and defense for allies, above, HP above 80%, and also I think it's +3 key. with the Easy A. So even if it falls below 80%, you're looking at still a 30% increase to attack and defense. So very good, passive skill for that guy. The perfect cell is still decent enough. I mean, you're still looking at a 30% increase to attack and defense for extreme type allies, and I think the bigger component with that is if you are facing super type enemies, it's a massive 50% reduction to their defense. So let's say, for example, you're running through a Dokkan event where there isn't a restriction for attack or defense decreases against the enemy. That could help you out tremendously in terms of clearing it a lot faster. Now, depending on your deck, it might not be that important to have this type of unit, but just kind of want to throw this out there and show off how he is as a support, how he is, actually performing with the super attack, what kind of attack potentials you're looking at with this unit. It's not anything crazy, but I mean, you're still looking at, 300,000 to 400,000 with the critical. So for a support unit to hit like that, it's actually pretty decent. And at the end of the day, 300, 400,000 is still 300, 400,000. You know what I mean? That's still, damage applied to the enemy. So, well, I think the biggest advantage for this guy is also, really just comes down to the passive skill alone. I mean, you're looking at key boost, attack and defense increase for extreme type allies, and also reducing super type enemies defense. So it's a pretty good package there, and could help out a lot. Again, the only thing I would be wary about is the link skill sets that he has compared to some of the other units you might want to include. He might not link well with some of the units that, for example, are on the enhanced transformation team, but if you plan things out accordingly, I think you'll be okay. I do have him linked up with Janemba for the most part, just because Janemba is at 100% potential with the newest Extreme Z Awakening, and he's probably got, honestly, the best Easy A out of the bunch so far. So just kind of show off Janemba a little bit more, in addition to Cells, helping out with the support from its passive skills. So just kind of put it in perspective a little bit. I did try to include footage of other units attacking, just because of the fact that really this unit is a support type unit, and that's predominantly what he's meant for. So 2.66 million with the critical. I'm not even sure if the secondary passive kicked in for that one, but yeah, Janemba is definitely a beast. And speaking of global, with the redstone, if you have all the units that you need, Janemba is definitely a good choice, because once the Easy A comes to global, you're talking about a ridiculous upgrade for this unit. He's much better than the strength counterpart. So if you're looking to pick out a unit with the redstone, he's not a bad option. I'm not going to tell you, to definitely go with him or not, but just think about what your deck is, currently consists of, and think about, if you have some leeway to maybe get a copy or a dupe or whatever the case is, because he gets a massively incredible upgrade. I'm glad my favorite character or card in the game actually got an Easy A too, the Perfect Cell Extreme Intelligence version. I've had him rainbowed for a while, and was very excited when I heard about the Easy A happening. Just kind of caught everybody off guard, but I've had him rainbowed for a while, so it was like, just a matter of waiting at that point. So again, back to the World Tournament Cell unit, you're not looking at a massive attack potential with this unit. Again, it really just comes down to the fact that he is a support unit, but for certain teams, you might run into issues with key for certain units, on a certain category team. So he could help out with that. You're looking at additional +2 key on top of the leader skill key links, and attack and defense increase to 30%, super type enemies defense minus 50%. That is a pretty helpful passive skill to have, and you could certainly use them on, I'd say, Battlefield for sure. I don't know how effective he would be for Super Battle Road. I think the unit might be a little bit too weak. He might actually end up taking way too much damage to provide the benefit of his passive. I think the damage that he'll take pretty much offsets any benefit that he would bring to the team, so might not be the ideal candidate for that. But other events like Dokkan events and all that. Definitely very useful unit. And if you're currently grinding in the World Tournament and trying to place out, this unit's a good one to have. Even if you don't get dupes for it, I think just at least having a copy of them would be beneficial for your overall deck. So hopefully your grind is going well. And I don't know, I mean, the World Tournament on Global tends to be a little bit longer than JP version, so hopefully it's not that much longer, and you guys are, not burning out quite just yet. But again, this is the showcase of the World Tournament Cell Perfect Form unit that I wanted to show off, just to show off its passives and supporting role. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. As always, appreciate you watching.